Hi everyone, and thank you for joining. We'll get started in just a minute. Give everyone time to join the room. Okay, welcome and thanks for joining us. Let's get started. If you're new here, my name is Tina and I'm the marketing manager for 79 Consulting. Our team has reviewed NetSuite's release notes for 2024.1 and we've shortlisted some noteworthy highlights to share with you today. If you'd like to take a deeper dive into specific topics, you can find the release notes on Suite Answers or you could reach out to us for assistance. But in the meantime, here are our highlights for the 2024.1 release. A quick note to our audience, please post any questions that may come up during our session in the chat box and we will answer them as we go. We'll also dedicate a couple of minutes at the very end for any remaining questions. Okay, so just FYI, we do these webinars every month. So we have a new one, we cover different topics across NetSuite. And should you like to go and catch up with a previous session, please do go to our website, www.tvarna.com, that's TVARANA. And under the resources section, you can find our webinars archive page with all our past sessions. Before we actually begin, I'd like to give you a quick introduction to our company. 79 Consulting, we were founded in 2007 and we've been providing support, managed services and integration services for NetSuite clients worldwide. We also partner with Tvarna to sell suite apps. So we sell over 8 suite apps through our partnership with Tvarna, and you can find these on suiteapp.com by using the search term Tvarna, like I said, TVARANA. So these are all the suite apps that we offer. On to our panel introductions. First up is Uday, who is our scripting practice lead. He has over 17 years of IT experience and is responsible for providing technical services to customers, including designing and building solutions, enhancements, customizations, and ad hoc requests. Next is Navina, who's our project manager. She's responsible for client communication, requirement gathering, and project implementation using native NetSuite features or customizations. And then we have Shravanti, who will be covering updates to our range of suite apps. She's our product manager and she also manages product implementations for our clients. Okay, we have a lot of ground to cover and a whole lot of exciting updates. So without any further ado, let's begin our webinar by discussing the purpose of NetSuite releases. Uday, why does NetSuite come out with these releases and how can our audience prepare for them?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So NetSuite rolls out major updates to its platform twice a year. These updates are called releases and they affect NetSuite's entire customer base. So NetSuite uses these releases to introduce new features and enhancements and also to deprecate any legacy features. So all of this means that certain aspects of your NetSuite account could change significantly with a new release, and you must be prepared for the changes before they are released. So let us quickly talk about NetSuite's upgrade schedule. NetSuite upgrades its customer base in several batches, and so an upgrade window can last for over a month. You can find out your account's planned upgrade from the new release portlet on the home screen once you log in into NetSuite. If you don't see the new release portlet on your home page, you can add it by clicking on the personalized dropdown and selecting the new release option. Also, for those wondering if one can opt out of a release, this is possible only if you are on a dedicated NetSuite server, which is usually the case for very large enterprise customers. Okay. You should also know that NetSuite provides a release preview account, which is a copy of your production account on the soon to be released version of NetSuite. So, this is a free account that customers can use to test their business flows, customizations, and any updates before the next release. And in order to access a release preview account, would first need to opt in. So if you are an administrator, request for a release preview account by navigating to setup company release preview on your production account and by clicking on the request release preview button. So the opt-in window for 2024.1 is currently open. Okay. So now let's look at how you can prepare for a new release. So once you know your upgrade date, the availability of the release preview account, it is important to be um, it is important to be informed on what new features are planned in the new release and which ones could affect you. So a good place to start is NetSuite's sneak peek, which is a page that lists the highlights of the new release broken down by industry and vertical. So if there are features you would like to learn more about, you can read through NetSuite's full release notes, which are also available well ahead of a new release. The next thing to do is prepare a testing plan. The aim should be to have your NetSuite users test your key business flows and ensure that they're all working as expected. We recommend that you test the following areas as a starting point. So please look at all your business workflows, any custom reports or queries and forms. Also verify all your suite scripts and any SOAP web service integrations that have been created for your account. Also look at all your installed suite apps, any bundles that have been installed to your account. Make sure they're all still intact with the new release. Your Suite Commerce site also should be thoroughly reviewed, and any external integrations should also be reviewed just to make sure there is no impact because of the new release. 79 Consulting provides all of these services, and you can reach out to us in case you need help with any of these services. We'll also email a link to NetSuite's testing plan after this webinar. We also provide both manual and automated QA services and specialize in NetSuite release preview testing. In addition, if you're subscribed to any of our apps, we have already validated them and they're ready to be used with the 2024.1 release. So please reach out to us if you want us to help you. Please reach out to us if you want us to upgrade them for you.
Hey, thanks for that introduction, Uday.
Okay, so let's quickly talk about some of the new updates in 2024.1 version. So firstly, we'll talk about the Suite Cloud SDK. Suite Cloud Software Development Kit is a set of tools that can be used to develop SDF projects. So these tools include Suite Cloud IDE plugins and command line interfaces. So the 2024.1 Suite Cloud extensions for Visual Studio Code and Suite Cloud IDE plugin for WebStorm are targeted for release in Feb of 2024. These extensions provide a UI for NetSuite platform development using the SDF. Now, SDF, as you're all familiar with, stands for Suite Cloud Development Framework. It is a development framework and deployment mechanism that helps in creating customization projects. So in 2024.1 version, um, the circular dependencies are no longer logged as warnings when there are no errors. So circular dependency warnings are now only logged when there are errors that cause a deployment or installation to fail. Moving on, let's quickly look at Sweet Talk updates. Um, the SOAP Web Services version 2024.1 is not available. However, when the SOAP version for 2024.1 becomes available, the version 2017.1 will be retired. So please make a note of that. And in the REST Web Services, the REST record service beta feature has been removed from NetSuite. So this feature is no longer available under setup, company, enable features, and Suite Cloud. So with the removal of this beta features, REST web services are generally available to use on production accounts. Okay, and we don't really have any updates on the Suite script side. Thank you, Tina.
Okay, thanks Uday for those updates to Sweet Scripts. And now on to Navina, who's going to talk about all the different changes that are coming to the NetSuite platform. Navina, over to you.
Thanks, Tina. We have a lot of new features this time in accounting, fixed assets, imports, revenue recognition, order management, inventory management, etc. Let's go through some important features one by one, and I would like to start with order management. In 2024.1, we have order management enhancements for two different suite apps, which are electronic bank payment enhancements and NetSuite Pay Now. Also, we have some enhancements to new Ship Central capabilities and electronic invoicing enhancements. Let's talk about electronic bank payments to begin with. NetSuite's electronic bank payment suite app enables you to process bank payments of vendor bills, employee expenses, partner and employee commissions, customer refunds, as well as receive bank payments from customers. The suite app includes the few enhancements. The latest release of electronic bank payments version 2024.1 introduces enhanced functionality such as approval routing and batch processing for global payments. With this update, users can efficiently manage bills by utilizing both primary and secondary entity banks within batches directly from global payment batch list page. Following this update, transactions associated with an entity bank in a transactions EFT subtab will no longer be included in the existing EFT batch processing. Beginning with version 2024.1, electronic bank payment suite app includes the NP API plugin for custom plugin implementation. This plugin enables the creation of personalized payment processing suitelets. Through this implementation, users can tailor the standard suitelet page by adjusting filters and columns as desired. Additionally, users have the capability to develop their own custom suitelets for all standard suitelets. Also, we now have the ability to conceal both the company's and entities' bank account numbers. To activate this feature, we simply have to select the mask bank account number option within the electronic payments preference page. It's important to note that duplicate bank account number fields will not be masked, and any modifications made to the company and entity bank account number fields will not result in masking the bank account numbers. Next up in the order management enhancements is the NetSuite Pay Suite app. It's an integrated payment processing solution designed specifically for businesses that use NetSuite, accept credit card payments. With NetSuite Pay, you can accept credit card payments through online channels like online. We can integrate NetSuite Pay with your website or online store for seamless e-commerce transactions. Over the phone, we can process credit card payments securely through manual entry. POS, utilize compatible POS systems for in-person payments. And the last is other digital methods You can explore additional integration options based on your needs. NetSuite maintains a complete record of the full transaction lifecycle, giving you a 360-degree view of your customer transaction history and detailed audit tracking while maintaining the security of payment card data. For more information on the Suite app, please reach out to us using our contact information shown at the end of the webinar. Let's jump on to new Ship Central capabilities. NetSuite 2024.1 includes a few enhancements to Ship Central. Uh, Use of Ship Central packing, shipping, or both requires that you install the Suite apps in the following order: SCM Mobile and NetSuite Ship Central. The new capabilities for Ship Central are targeted to be available by spring 2024. And let's look on to some features that are available now. Adding insurance to shipments. The new add shipping insurance system rules enables us to include carrier insurance for shipment on the app. We can enter the declared value of items and view the updated shipping cost, if any. The new set delivery confirmation of shipments system rule enables us to choose a delivery confirmation type for each shipment. Shipping labels from carriers display the actual text or its acronym. Also on the app, now we can view the list of package codes from the carrier and change the packaging for single package shipments. In case a shipment for multi-package shipping contains a single order within one carton only, we can also change its package code now. From the apps menu, we can generate and print shipping manifests provided by the carrier. We can print a manifest for each shipment that you process on the app. If you have multiple subsidiaries, we can now create and assign shipping preference records for each subsidiary. We can also set up one for each unique location within the same subsidiary. And the last is the shipping preference page provides the new enable third-party billing for FedEx ground collect setting. It enables you to always ship packages that are billed directly to the recipient when you use the FedEx ground shipping method. Let's talk about some electronic invoicing enhancements. The electronic invoicing suite app provides the ability to generate and send e-documents as well as receive and convert them into transaction records. Electronic invoicing suite app includes enhancements only for the version 9.05.0. NetSuite now lets you mark e-documents as cancelled during the certification process, giving you more control over your electronic invoicing. We just have to choose the method. Certification sending plugin. It utilizes the existing functionality within the plugin to set the e-document status to cancelled. Insert audit trial shade module API for more programmatic control. Let's use this insert audit trial API to initiate the cancellation within the shade module. Also, we have permanent cancellation. Once an e-document is marked as cancelled, its status won't automatically revert to for generation, even if you edit the transaction record. This ensures a clear audit trail and prevents accidental resubmission. NetSuite also now supports creating custom e-documents for using PayPal generic templates. These templates are supported with custom data source plugin implementations to populate all the required values. While coming to ID lookup, users can now see the PayPal ID field in 3 locations where custom records, vendor records, and the subsidiary preference records on the electronic invoicing preferences page. Also, the electronic invoicing suite app now supports sending email messages on MR script execution and inbound web service error to more than 10 administrators when the recipient of e-document notifications field is blank. The email messages are sent in batches of 10 active administrators at a time. Okay, moving on to accounting. The NetSuite 2024.1 includes following enhancements to accounting features, and let's discuss one by one in detail, starting with revenue recognition field mapping enhancements. This release includes the following enhancements. A new record page named RevRec Field Map lets you create map records that are tracked with system nodes. Previously, all field maps were created from the RevRec Field Mapping page. A new list page named RevRec Field Mapping contains all the field maps and their relevant details. We can view each RevRec Field Map record directly from the RevRec Field Mapping page. The optional field, transaction type, was added to this page. This field lets you specify the type of transaction the mapping is applied to. Previously, mappings were applied to all transaction types that contain the selected source field. Also, we have one more optional field, custom form, was added to the RevRec field map page. This field lets you specify the custom form you want to create the mapping from based on the selected transaction type. The optional fields start date and end date also were added to this page. These fields can be used to configure mappings within a specific date range. Let's talk about budgets. We can now see deleted budgets using the deleted record root record type in Suite Analytics. Previously, deleted budgets did not appear when searching for deleted records using Suite Analytics workbook. For more information about searching for deleted budgets or records, you can just check the help topic, searching for deleted records, or you can just reach out to us. The next is transaction line distribution enhancements, and this Suite app includes enhancements for two versions, version 1.1.0 and 1.0.2. The transaction line distribution Suite app version 1.1.0 is not yet available. So let's discuss the updates available for 1.0.2. The first is scheduled transaction line distribution journal creation. The Suite app now supports the option to enable scheduled journal creation in the account by checking the distribution journal creation box by navigating to setup, company, general preferences, and custom preferences subtab. The custom AP clerk role needs some additional permissions now to use the custom to use this Suite app. Okay, let's look at the enhancements we have for fixed assets management Suite app. The depreciation schedule report can now group and display the depreciation and net book values in 445 weeks period. Instead of calendar months, the accounting period is used as the column headers in the report. This change is visible in the report if the following conditions are met. The account uses the 445 weeks accounting period. The use accounting period dates for depreciation preference is enabled to properly record the depreciation histories. Custom columns added to these report templates using the customized report template page are now reflected in the CSV reports. Currently, only the following reports are supported: depreciation monthly report, depreciation schedule net book value report, and depreciation schedule PD report. This update does not apply to reports generated in previous versions of the Suite app. The changes will take effect on the report templates when you resave them after upgrading to FAM 2024.1. Also, you can now use CSV import to revalue multiple assets in one transaction. The import CSV button on the asset revaluation page opens the bulk asset revaluation page. A link to a sample CSV file is available for download on the page. You can edit the sample file to add details of the assets that you want to revalue and upload the file in the same page. Now, coming to user interface, NetSuite 2024.1 includes a few enhancements to this user interface as well. Let's talk about the Text Enhance first. Text Enhance uses generative AI to assist you with writing business content in NetSuite. It can help you create and refine content as well as make your content the right length for your needs. Text Enhance is only available for accounts where the company default language is English and NetSuite account belongs to US and Canada. Next is favorites feature available now. Users can have the option to designate up to 5 preferred items within the customer, add multiple and items fields when creating sales order, which is very useful to most of the users. Within the add multiple fields, users can exclusively display their preferred items by activating the show favorites only checkbox. So we can activate this functionality by navigating to set preferences, general, and we can enable the allow favorites in drop down option. To designate an item as favorite, simply click on the star icon adjacent to the item name within the drop-down menu. It's important to know that favorites are linked to individual user preferences and are unique to their respective NetSuite accounts and roles. Also, paid search enhancements are there now. We can now collapse both the global search results and the current page result sections of the paid search feature by clicking the headings. To expand the list of results, you can click show n and more results. To collapse the list of results, just click on show less results. Okay, let's move on to the inventory now. NetSuite 2024.1 includes the following enhancements to inventory management features: supply planning workbench, date-based view enhancements. Let's talk about that first. In this version, the previous and next item buttons now appear on the supply planning workbench, date-based views, grid view, and graph view as well. This feature enables you to switch between forecasted items while leaving the date-based grid view. NetSuite 2024.1 includes a few enhancements for warehouse management as well. Additional settings for Wave transactions, new vendor returns mobile process, bin transfers via cards. For generating and releasing Wave transactions, warehouse management provides the following capabilities: additional filtering for Wave release schedules, generating a fulfillment for an order in a Wave. We also have default settings now for Wave transactions, and we can block bins from Wave order picking. When we pick items for vendor returns, we can record the details through the vendor return process on the app. It includes staging of picked items and creation of item fulfillments for tracking until we ship them out. Also, when you transfer items between bins, you can now place them in a cart before you store them in permanent bins. We can place items from multiple bins on a single cart and then store them in one or more bins. This process provides the transfer all option for uploading all items on a cart to a single bin. Let's jump on to SCM mobile enhancements, and we have a few enhancements in both SCM mobile configuration and customization as well. Image capture and file upload through app. Through an SCM mobile app, you can add attachments to transactions by capturing an image or uploading an image or document file. It saves the image or document to the file cabinet in NetSuite and attaches them to a reference transaction, either a sales or purchase order. We have some new capabilities for mobile actions as well. Cloning of standard mobile actions through mobile configuration only. You can create your copy of a standard mobile action. It does not copy default scripts included in the standard action. It copies any associated actions, input parameters and output parameters. You can also set up additional input and output parameters as well. You can set up automatic clicking for an action button element. It enables you to skip the manual tapping of a button to submit or go to another mobile page. Let's move on to manufacturing now. NetSuite 2024.1 includes some enhancements to manufacturing features as well. Manufacturing enhancements and manufacturing mobile enhancements. Let's start with the manufacturing enhancements first. Now we can do a CSV import for work orders, and we can add a display name to transaction line tables. You can just navigate to setup, import or export, and select CSV as import CSV record, and select the record type as work order to import the work orders into NetSuite. NetSuite 2024.1 includes some manufacturing mobile enhancements as well, backflush and issue components when reporting data. NetSuite now offers simplified production management with automatic backflushing for specific components in your bill of materials. Identify specific components in your BOMs that you want to automate backflushing for. Mark these chosen components as backflush within their item records. As we report the completed production quantity, the designated components are automatically issued based on your BOM definitions. No need for manual data entry, saving your time and ensuring accuracy. Improved error message handling, and message custom records now include generated error messages. The NetSuite manufacturing mobile suite app now enables you to scan and enter an items UPC code, work order and start and end times. So the NetSuite manufacturing mobile app empowers you to manage your work in progress directly on the shop floor. We can track start and end times and pauses for each operation within a work order. Reason codes help provide context for any production delays or interruptions. This mobile app streamlines time tracking and improves data accuracy for your manufacturing processes. We also now have some new warning and error messages are included within the release of this manufacturing mobile 2024.1. And the last is NetSuite manufacturing suite app provides and supports viewing work instructions from a mobile device. The instructions for an operation are defined in the assembly routing as well. That's it from me, Tina, from the NetSuite functional side. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Navina for that. And now we're going to head into our updates to products. Like I mentioned before, we offer a range of suite apps along with our partner Twarna. And this section, handled by Shravanti, is going to cover all the updates to Twarna products. But before we do that, I'm going to put a poll up for our audience. You should see that pop up on your screen right now, and this is just to get to know you a little better. Let's just take a couple of seconds to answer. Okay, thank you. Now over to you, Shravanti.
Hi, thanks, Tina. Hello, everyone. Let's get started. So let's look at the key features we have added in our 24.1 release. So the first one we'll take a look at will be BEI, bulk email invoices. So the major features that we've added to this app are the phone call reminders that would be set up for sales reps. I'll get into the details shortly when I share screens. And the next one is now you will have the ability to email customer statements excluding the invoices. So traditionally with BI, you would attach invoices for dunning, but you now have the ability to do it with customer statements as well. Now we have new and informative dashboards which would help you for better decision making as well. Let's get into the first one, which is the phone call task. We've also added an additional column and filter that would help you with better filtering of results. So let's get into the next slide. So here, this is a customer record, and under the BEI subtab on the customer record, we already had a field called follow-up call, email limit. Now, depending on the number that it is set to, the system now generates a phone call task for the rep associated with this customer. So now this is set to 2, meaning once 2 emails are sent to this customer, the phone call tasks get created. So this is the BEI screen. We've just filtered the results by the name of the company and the emails to 2, so we can narrow down the results. Now you can see that there are 3 invoices that were followed up on twice already. So now let's see how the phone call task gets created for these. This is the dashboard on the BI AR role. This shows the phone call logs, in a report that the sales reps or your AR team can take a look at. So let's expand this further and take a look at the details. So now you see that for the sales rep that is selected here, Alex, and the customer, Samsung, we have already 3 tasks against the 3 invoices that we just saw, the 833, 38, and 39. And now this is the sales rep record. As you can see under the communication tab, the same task has been added. You could also track the status if it is still scheduled or completed. Once you click on the links, you will have more details on the same. All right, so now the next one is about customer statements. So the navigation for this one is transactions, custom, and bulk email customer statements. This is how the screen would look like. You will have filter options on customers, sales rep, subsidiary, like we normally have for our other BI screen. And we just looked at the first few results. So now, if you have to narrow it down, you could select a particular customer, in this case, the core care technologies. And if you have to send a customer statement to this particular customer, you just have to select that row in the table underneath. And if you only want to send open transactions, you could check the same thing. And now, as we said, we have personalized customer email templates to send the statements in. So you could choose the appropriate email template in that field. You just have to hit process. Once you hit process, you would see a banner on top saying request is processing. You just have to wait for it to be done. And once that is done, the email is sent to the customer that has been selected. So this is back on the customer record. Under messages tab, you see that a statement has been recently sent. And this is how the email format would look like, the one that is sent to the customer. It has an attachment with the customer statement based on the filters and checkboxes that have been selected by you. Right now, looking at the dashboards, the first one up is the overdue receivables by age. So now it's very easy for you to look at the receivables based on the number of days that they have been overdue for. These dashboards are published under BI AR role. So anyone who needs access to these reports could just be added to this particular role. Next one we have is overdue receivables by customer. So now the same information is shown from the customer's point of view, customer and the overdue balance. Phone call logs, it's the same as what we've just seen. Next one up is the invoices with paused BEI. So there is a checkbox on our invoice where we could exempt a particular invoice from BEI dunning. So those results will be shown in here. So you can look at the customers and the particular invoices that have paused BEI on them. The one underneath is for the customers. So this means that for customer 3M, the BEI dunning has been paused and there is a reason for exclusion as well. Yeah. The next one is invoices with paused BEI, meaning you can look at the invoices which have been excluded from BEI dunning, and the reason for the exclusion can also be seen in here. The same information can be viewed per customer as well. The next one is emails sent to customers. This is just a summary report of how many BEI dunning emails are sent to the customers. And you just get the summary. So that concludes the changes we have on our BEI Suite app for 24.1. The next one up is inventory count. So let's look at the updates we have for this one. So the major update we have in inventory count is the inclusion of cycle count plans. So with this, you would be able to create cycle count plan templates and assign to your staff. And for your staff, they don't have to have license to NetSuite to be able to perform the counting. You could just give them access to a web portal that we have designed right on top of NetSuite, but without one needing license to NetSuite. So once the accounts and the count plans are created and assigned, your staff would be able to log into our inventory portal and perform the counting from there. And while they do the counting, they will be able to set status of the items as well, like fit for use, damaged, or under review. So these statuses are the ones that will be picked up from what you already have on your account. Deduplication checks are also possible, meaning if you're counting the same item again, it throws an alert saying, do you want to redo the previous count, or if you want to just cancel it. And another update is the batch approval of counts. So in our previous versions, the approval of counts happened at the instant it is approved on the screen. So that added to a wait time, because now in our previous version, once it is approved, it had to go through one record after the other to create inventory adjustments. But now in our 24.1 version, that wait time is no longer there. Your AR team could just approve the counts, and we have a process that would run in the background every few minutes that would pick up these approved counts and process them to create the inventory adjustments as needed. We do have reports and notifications built in to provide a status on what's going on with these approval batches. And last but not the least, we now support multiple duplicate bin names across different locations as well. This is not available in the 23.2 version. Now let's go and get into the details of cycle count plans. This is the NetSuite screen. You will now have these new set of navigations. So the first step, as I said, for cycle counts is to create that template. So you would go to cycle counts and cycle count plan and hit new. This is a plan. This is a template. So you would just give it a name, like let's say anything that is more meaningful, counting of books or something like that, which is more meaningful, and then you could assign these plans to your staff. You would select a subsidiary, and based on the subsidiary that is selected, the locations are filtered. You would select the location, and once it's done, in the filters section, you would choose the items and zones, aisles, and bins as applicable. And you just have to hit submit, and the plan gets created. Now you can see that a new demo plan too has been created. You could create a new plan right from this screen as well by clicking on the new cycle count plan button on top. So now let's see how we would assign this. So you would go back to cycle counts and cycle count assignment. That pops up a screen with the list of plans that are already created. You would choose the one that you want to go with and click filter. That opens up the details about the plan as to what items are included in that plan. And you would select your staff member in the assign to field. And the start date is defaulted, but you could always change it, both the start and end dates. And once the items are selected, you just have to hit submit. That's it. It creates plan and assigns it to the other person that you have selected. And this is the list of all the cycle count records that have been created in this system so far. It just creates an identifier, as you can see, the CCR40. So that's how easy it is to create plans and assign them. Now let's see what your users have to do back on the inventory portal to perform the counts. So first one up, let's talk about how the access is even provided. So let's say this particular user here is the one performing the counts. You would go to that employee record in NetSuite, and under the inventory count subtab, you will click on access to IC portal. And that's it. This provides the user access to the inventory portal that we've been talking about. The email is received by the employee with the link to the portal and the username to be used, and an auto-generated password as well. So that's it. Once you log in, user will be able to see the spot count. It's the same as what is already there and available through our NetSuite account. So it's just the same. And the add-ons to that is the My Cycle Count plans here. So once the user selects that, so here they'll be able to look at all the plans that they've been assigned. And as you can see, it's the same demo plan too, with an identifier of 40. And this particular user that's logged in has 3 tasks or 3 items to count. And the status currently is 0%, as you can see, because the count has not been started yet. The user has to click through this. They'll see more details about what items and which warehouse that they have to be counted in. And the user just has to select one of the items. And now this shows the same scanning page, which we've always had. The only change here is now the user needs to select the status of the item, good, damaged, under review, or whatever item statuses you have in your system. So a quantity has to be entered against it. Now this is a check for deduplication. So now here, as you can see in the screen, an item with the status good, 10 quantity actually has been already entered, and now we're trying to enter another 9 with the same status. So now we have a deduplication message saying it has already been scanned. Do you want to redo it? If you have to redo it, you'll have to delete the one that is in the table currently, or if the status is different for the items, you may have to just update the status. So now here I have just updated the quantities and statuses as well. So since the statuses are different, we are able to perform 2 different types of counts on this item, saying 5 are damaged and 25 are good to go. Once this is done, the user just has to submit. And there's a confirmation message. We'll just click OK. Right. So once that is counted, you go back to this screen where it now shows that the item CAB04 has been counted, and there are 2 more that are to be counted. And once you look at the plans again, if you click the same navigation, now you can see that it has progressed a little bit. And the items that have been scanned can be viewed by clicking on the scanned item navigation on the left. Now, let's go back into NetSuite and see how the approval or rejection of these counts is done. So the navigation for the same is inventory count, and inventory count screen. This provides details of all the items that have been scanned or counted or imported. So you'll have to select the plan to filter out the details. So I just selected the plan 40 that we just created. and I had hit filter. So you can now see that the items that were just entered, the 5 damaged and 25 good, are showing up here under inventory details subsection. So now if there is any variance in the quantity that is entered to the NetSuite quantity, it shows up in the inventory details tab. But if there is no variance, it would show up on the zero variance tab here. Right, so the next step here is to approve. So I do it in 2 different ways here. So the 25 good, I've selected it, and I have selected the account and set an inventory adjustment date, and I will just hit approve. That means these records will now be submitted for approval. And the other ones I would just reject. So this is the rejection. Now you can see that since I have processed both the records, now I don't have any other records to show, meaning all the counts have been processed, either approved or rejected. Now let's go to the inventory and analytics to see how the records that I just approved are scheduled for processing. As you can see, this is the report that shows all the jobs that have been either scheduled or processed or failed for some reason in the system when they were approved in the processing screen that we just saw. So as I said, our batch process runs every few minutes or, with the duration that you set it to, and try to pick up all the processed records and create inventory adjustments. So now in this screen, you can see that there are 3 that are scheduled to run in the next round. All right, so for the successfully processed ones, you can see that inventory adjustment records get created. And for the ones that have failed, let's see, it shows up the processing error, and as you can see, there is no inventory adjustment created for it. Now, for the ones that are rejected in the NetSuite UI that we just saw, the same would appear back on the inventory count portal. So let's look at that. So this user that's logged in, these are the items that have been rejected. Now the user will have to proceed to recount these. So the details. So this finishes the updates we have on inventory count for 24.1. Now let's look at what we have for SkyDoc. The key feature we have here for SkyDoc is the multi-language support. We now have a simpler UI to support SkyDoc on mobile devices. And we have made some improvements on our QR code functionality and our image uploads as well. And there are other simple updates that we have made. You can see the details on the screen here. Let's look at the multi-language. So now, as you would normally do in your set preferences, if you change the language of display to, let's say, Spanish, you will now see that the SkyDoc related screens also get translated into that language. We also have a dictionary with mappings, and if you have to add mappings for any additional fields, the same could be done using the screen. So this is the SkyDoc subtab that's all in Spanish now. This is another screen, again, SkyDoc folders translated. All right, on the mobiles as such, the SkyDoc UI has now been simplified. Let's take a look at the UI as to how it looks like. Now you can see that the upload section is there, and the section on the right, which has the SkyDoc functionalities, has been moved under the upload section. This is another view. Now let's talk about file uploads. We do have a status messages added to the file uploads, which would make it easier for you to track the uploads and know the statuses. It's the same thing back on SkyDoc and NetSuite. And yeah, talking about the miscellaneous features, we have zoom in, zoom out feature on the file in the split screen view now. This was not there in the previous version. And the external email upload UI has also been updated. Let's look at how it looks now. This is the updated UI. Right, so that finishes the...
Oh, one second.
So,
yeah. I
okay,
think we'll
so
end it here. Yeah.
yeah, so that finishes all the release features that we have ready for you in the 24.1 version of our Suite Apps, PEI, Inventory Account, and SkyDoc. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Shravanti, and thank you, team, for all those updates. Thanks to our audience for joining us. And if you would like to contact any of our hosts that you heard today, I am going to put up their contacts in the next screen. And I hope to see you in a future session.